Welcome to Real Bass Lessons. Today I want to teach you some more technique on the electric bass. I'm working from this book here today. This is that scale and arpeggio practice for electric bass. Now understand, I know how you play. I know that you know how to play the major scale. I'm not trying to teach you a scale. I'm trying to teach you an exercise, a practice we use to learn how to shift on the bass. Shifting is a vital part of good bass playing. And I don't just mean, yeah, Jim, I can shift. No, I mean a methodology for how your hands move, how you shift, and then of course exercises to practice so you can shift based on muscle memory. Check this out. 1 octave, but 2-string major scale. Next key, round the cycle. And so forth, okay? Now before you turn the video off and say, Jim, I can already play my scale, let's look at this, what we're working on here. What we're working on is the shift. In playing bass, we tend not to shift like this too much, but we do a heck of a lot of what I call 1 fret shift here, and then 2 fret shifts. Now in this exercise, we're actually doing this distance from here, but we're changing fingerings. Watch this. Changing hand position up to that one. So we're going 2 frets, but we're putting our hands from here to there. That's vital in learning how to play well. It happens all the time. Let me explain this again. When we work on scale and arpeggio practices, it's usually not to learn the scale and arpeggio. I can teach that in a second. This book, as a matter of fact, is 88 pages. You don't need 88 pages to learn how to play a scale. But we can have 88 pages worth of exercises that teach your hands and your arms muscle memory so that when you do play the bass, you're already comfortable with those shifts. Got the idea? So let's look at it again. Play with me. There's one position. See how they're all positioned? Same hand position, we shift. Maintain that posture, shift. Let's do it a few more times slow and you just play along with me. If you want to watch my hands, fine. If you want to play, that's fine too. 3 and 4 and. One more time. Cool. Now a few more things to notice. I talked about maintaining the posture in the hand. Sure, 1 finger per fret. No reason to do this when we shift. No. Keep your hand exactly the same way. And we need to shift faster than the time of the music. So the music is going bump, 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 bump. We don't shift like this. Bump, 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 bump. No, we go bump, 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 bump. We have to get our hand there faster. Can you hear the little shh, shh? Listen to this. I made it a little more noisy than usual. That didn't sound good. Watch it a couple times and notice how I'm shifting faster than the time music. Why? Because I don't want to do this and then land on this as the note's being played. No, I want my hand to already be there. Check it out. Oh, I'm digging it. Play along with me. 3 and 4 and. One more time. What happened was typical. I'm playing here, it's nice and smooth, and I'm starting thinking, what am I going to tell you next? And then I lose concentration. Cool, let's do that around the cycle of 4s. And we play exactly the same finger. 2-string major scale. Ready? 3 and 4 and. screwed that last one up. Man, I was thinking of exactly this. I was thinking, now some people watch me do that and I go about 3 keys in and they go, well Jim, but that's dumb. I can just do it like this and I can reach all the notes in one spot there. You know, when you watch one of these videos, particularly if you're not playing with me, it's kind of sort of, hey, yeah, whatever. I'm just watching stuff that I already know the sound of. See, if we know the sound of it, we think we know it. Hey, get your bass out and play with me. Then you'll find out if you know it. But what happens is people watch just a little bit of it and they go, I understand it. Do you realize what it looks like if you take a Rembrandt painting and you cover it all, if the whole thing's covered in paper except a little 1-inch circle cut out of the middle, and you look at it and you go, I can't tell, what is that? Obviously, you have to see the whole thing to understand, don't you? Well, it's the same thing here. We're not talking about, man, I need to work on my major scale. No, we're talking about, I need this posture and this shifting. And yeah, I know there's an easier way to play it, but this is a good way, there's an easier way to play the scale, but this is a way that we learn and practice our shifting. Cool, let's do it now with a little play along. It's going to be a little faster. Jump in and play with me though, okay? Here we go. Let's stop. How did you do? As you can see, I screwed up a couple. Folks, a big part of good practicing is developing stamina. In the fingers, physical, but also mentally. Let's try it again. Play with me. Good, let's stop. Now I corrected myself during there a bunch. You have to learn how to correct yourself on the fly. What I did was I sort of started getting a little bit sloppy with that shift. Guess what? You have to shift quicker. I was doing this. Bad version. No, it's got to be like this. You have to get there before you play the notes. As soon as I corrected that, everything started getting real smooth. Let's do it again. Maybe we'll go through a couple times. Okay? Here we go. Again. Yeah, how cool. I also went through a typical thing there, which you will too, and that is I'm playing it, it's kind of sloppy, and okay, then I'm getting cool, and then I kind of got tired there a little bit, and then all of a sudden I sort of got a second wind, and things kind of smoothed out. You bet. You need to play this example, like what's the length of this track? This track is 5 minutes and 47 seconds. Yeah, that long, non-stop. So things just start to flow, and it becomes natural. It's just like distance running. Some of you know that if you're going to jog, you're going to run a marathon, you struggle with a mile or two, then everything gets good, then you get 10 miles, and you get out there in the middle, and it's like, oh my God, it hurts. And then you sort of get to where you can kind of work through that, and you relax, and you keep going. Then you're running, your distance running is just a piece of cake. Yeah, it's just getting in shape for it, okay? Let's try it another time. Let's do it here, maybe 2 times through again. Here we go. Here we go again. Nice, nice. Questions? Cool, do that a whole bunch. Now technique is so important, not just because it creates facility and you can move around the instrument, but it creates a fluidity of that movement that sounds good no matter what we're playing. And I have found, and everybody I've ever talked to who's a really high level good player, and that is, yeah, you have to practice technique regularly. You can't just learn to play your major scale and then never again ever practice it. No, we need to practice technique to keep all of these physical shapes, postures, and motions moving fluently. Simple as that, okay? And that's, that's important. How are we at here on time? I think that's about all for this lesson. Fired up, get into it. Don't underestimate the importance of learning these fundamental shapes and movements, okay? Cool.